Pervashos. There's Tibetan yogi, wonderful yogi. And he was great criminal. And also he was great practitioner. And finally, he became the supreme human beings as enlightenment. Someone's going to turn off, someone's going to turn on. Can you turn on? And also he was in Nepal and meditating in the silent, in the one cave is called the Nyanshon Kata. Katai Pugnas, Katai Cave in Nepal. When a band of the hunters passed by, see him sitting there, they asked him whether he was a man or ghost, because his body is blue. When he in the remote or the solitude place, he's all the times eat grass. Buddhists become the like color of the grass. And finally, he became the enlightenment. And of course, some in the worldly to look at him. He is very skinny and also green, out, and externally very ugly. But of course, innerly most beautiful in this world, because he's got the enlightened mind. It's a wonderful. But outside is like this. Milarepa remained mentionless. Are you ghost or human beings? He didn't mention any at all. His gaze fixed before him and did not answer. The hunter shot volley of the poisoned arrows at him, but none of their arrows managed to pierce on the skin. Impossible. And still, of course, hunters are not surprised. They threw him into the river, and also he went back to into his cave. And then over the edge of a cliff. But each time that he was again go back to into his cave. Sitting back where he had been before, finally they piled firewood around him and set it alight, but the fire would not burn him. There have been many beings who attained such power. Not only the Milarepas, there's many different stories. You reach or you realize your own true nature of the Buddha nature, your own Buddha nature, your own true nature mind. You can to manage, you can to mastery of all the 5 elements. At the moment, 5 all elements of course, impossible to master. But even our own individual 5 elements control to us. We are the slave of our own body's 5 elements. But once if you are realized your own potential, your own true nature, true nature of the mind, then you are mastery of the inner your element, outer element, everything is. Because reality, those elements is not truly existence. The elements are the expression, just movement of your mind. Mind is become the boss. Mind can control. Wonderful. It's become like this. Therefore we call the enlightenment. Therefore we call the reached, extraordinary, powerful statement, which is the realizer to your own mind. You don't recognize your own mind as the Buddha. And very poor, very sad. We are searching something externally, ask to help. Where ourselves is we do not understand our own precious, our own potential, our own position, our own nature reality. We keep inside precious, extraordinary jewel. We never used it. We are searching something externally. We are very poor, very much poor of the happiness, rich of the sorrow. But this is what happened. We don't use our own jewel, belonging, precious things, but searching something externally, try to collect, very tiring. There is examples, poor persons, house, foundation of this house, fully is the golden stone, but poor persons cannot recognize that whole life is the poor. And certainly some experiments came to say you do not need to become poor. Why is it? Because look at your house. The foundation of the stone are the gold. Of course, that time he started to dig to sell his priceless gold, but too late. Something like this, really, to take care of our own minds. Why we need to source of the refugees. Why we need to follow the something else. Why we are searching something happiness externally. Most happiness arrive inside from the mind. After the 6 years, Buddha, he said, I discovered something peace, happy, tolerant, maker of free, maker free, freedom maker of the birth, old age, sickness, death. Where did you get? Where did you find it? In my mind. Nothing else. That is the mind. Mind we don't need to buy. Mind we not need to collect. Mind, our mind is our mind. Whenever we have had mind, the true nature of mind there. You want to make in the demonstration or manifestation of your own true nature. Or maybe someone say, I don't understand, I don't know, this is, then what can we do? Difficult. But in the end, they will choose to demonstrated that everything is impermanent, and today all that remains of them is that their history, stories, absolutely truth. It doesn't matter. You live 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 100 years, 500 years, 1,000, 10,000, 1,000,000 years you live. Finally, you need to go through the impermanent. How many beautiful dinosaurs we have. Only now is the history. This kind of such great holy sentient beings, also they demonstrated to us impermanent, only there is the stories. Ourselves, as for us, our negative actions, carried along by the wind of negative condition in the prevailing direction of our negative tendencies. Of course, absolutely, negative tendencies. And negative tendencies created negative conditions. Negative tendencies showing the negative directions. And the negative actions produce the negative destination. Birth is awful. Old age is awful. Sickness is awful. Death is most awful. It comes from the negative tendencies. Particularly if we do all the times crimes, negative activities, then result there's negativities. Negative tendencies create negative path, negative destinations. We're talking about the 6 ralamas, 1 ralamas, 2 ralamas, 100 ralamas. Even though we can to look at our human ralamas, already there are the 6 ralamas. We don't need to think about. Look, someone's as a human form, but already health. They are like kind of all the times war, torch each other, prisoner, and like kind of the killing, hanging, shouting. It is hell. Doesn't matter you human formed. Some in our human animals, hot, cold, no shelter, no food. If you get insect, that is for lunch. That is the dinner. No insect, no food. Top of their sickness. Heat, cold is amazing. Heat, hot is like almost burning, difficult breathe. And cold is absolutely almost the skin is the explode. And this kind of situations, those are the who created, not by God, not by Buddha. Creator is the mind, the tendencies. And some in our human realms, there is animal realms. Some human beings all the time slave, someone's controlling, no freedoms. Human formed, but exactly the animal realms. Some human beings is God, damning God, They are such rich, wonderful situation, but all the time is aggressive, war, hurting, unpleasant. Someone's already God, Breakfast Paris, lunch is London, dinner is New York. All the times they are party paradise. This kind of like human, but looks like God realms. When they die, we don't know. They continue, they are reborn again in God realms. That is, we don't know certainly. When they sick, when they die, also they are old age, sick. Many they kind of human beings dead. There is already six realms. Not necessarily, oh, I can't see the six realms, no existence, not necessary to say. This kind of six destinations just rough, relative. Say the examples here. All this kind of the realms, the different appearances, situations, nobody's created. Guarantee. Creator is the mind. We are be the same place, even in the Dharma City. Someone's perceive Dharma City as the pure land. Someone's perceive as Dharma City is maybe a horrible place. Someone's perceive as animal's house. Someone's we don't know. Same place, each individual, according to their mind's tendencies, they perceive different. That is the depends the mind. It is not a problem of the Dharma City. One place, different perspective, according to their tendencies. And that is the obvious. Now, we need to change tendencies. Very important. If we do not change our tendencies, who can to change tendencies? Mind can't go in the mind. In our mind, nobody cannot go there. Buddha, he said, I can't take away your sufferings. I can't wash your obscuration by the water. I can't take away your suffering by my hand. I give you some methods. If you use that, you can to take away your suffering. You can to wash your negative dips or the obscurations. This is truth. Each in the different religions to says, oh, this person has powerful. That is powerful. Deities has powerful. Blah, 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 blah. If someone has powerful and can control, can do it, why not? Still there's such suffering sentient beings. Please to make liberation to them quickly. If you do not do, you haven't got any compassion. Need to do it. When Buddha, he say like this, such wonderful truth. Never says, okay, you can put me the faith, devotion, that I will do everything for you. Sir. We connect or connect, doesn't connect. If there's someone is a powerful, can do it, please, quickly. You do someone's, you don't do someone's, then is your compassion is impartial. Partiality, not impartial. And this perspective, it is, there's where it is. And also maybe we can to say, and Buddha is giving the conditions here. And it is the truth. This light is coming, give me condition, can I read? Thanks, this light. Sunlight can touch any kind of greens, vegetations. It gives nice condition. Buddha, he said, is the teachings. If you contact Buddha and Bodhisattvas, give you condition, methods. If you accept that, it can help. That is the truth. And through this, now we need to change habitual tendencies, patterns. If we don't change habitual tendencies, last year green, this year green, next year green, green is green, one day is green, ruin out. But it's okay. Green is nice. Yes, like this. This is really very important to take our own responsibilities. This is the Buddhist way. Our own happiness, our own sorrow. It's not depends the lamas, not depends the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. And also it's like some great masters has 1,000 students. Maybe some inside difficult, almost never make being the liberated. Which kind of problem? The error, they mind us. Someone's choose to sit in the front of some great masters before sit on the cushion, ordinary person. Received on this cushion, get up already enlightened. And this kind of person, this kind of happened. And therefore, now we need to take the responsibility if we want change the habitual tendencies to next destination, next like kind of the feeling, next and appearances. We should to have wonderful. But of course, once we managed our mind, in the Buddha's teachings perspective, we call the teachers, they like practitioners, masters. What does it mean? They are not dictatorships. They master their own mind. They mastering their own appearances. They master their own tendencies. Then they call the master. Those masters cannot control any single another sentient beings. Maybe they don't want. Absolutely not. They don't want. But why you call the master? They master their own mind. They become the master over their own appearances. They can control their own entourage. 5 aggregates, 5 elements, 5 consciousness, inner or the disturbing emotions. They control. They become the masters. Then we call the master. Master, can you control your nose? Yes, I will control. Like this. Do you have so many questions? Not 5 minutes we can to break. You give to her. Yes.
Rinpoche, the line ends with 3, 4.
4 elements.
4 material elements in the line 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that our body or what is that?
Yes, yes. Our body at the moment is very dirty, contaminated, like a toilet. To change.
So
wonderful.
It's the body.
If I don't wash few days, it's smelling. What can I do? Because of the negative tendencies.
Yes, I have a question, Rinpoche. Vous en avez déjà parlé, mais tantôt on a parlé un peu de quand Dana a posé sa question avec l'espace. Donc, pour résumer, en fait, dans le point de vue bouddhiste, il n'y a pas de début ni de fin.
D'accord.
D'accord. Merci.
From the Buddhist point of view, we understand that there is no beginning and that there is no end.
But there is the beginning, okay? And where is your beginning now? Yesterday or before yesterday or this morning? They like this. Beginning is how I can to say. This morning my beginning? No. Yesterday is my beginning? No. Last year? No. 20 years ago? No. Difficult to say. But there is the beginning, samsaric beginning. When you are diluted into the samsara, that is the beginning. When you be enlightenment, you realize your own nature, that is the end of the samsara. The mind itself is not necessarily, that is the beginning, that is the end. Okay? Yeah, okay, rest 5 minutes.